Dead Rails just made their worst decision, to nerfing deterrence to 75 instead of 100, to making the shop 10 times worse. Those are just 2 of the 4 worst decisions that Dead Rails made in the new update, with the 4th and final decision being the worst one that could ruin the game forever. And starting with the first one, making the shop 10 times worse. Now this is what the shop looks like right now, but before the update it wasn't always like that. I'm about to show a clip that I actually recorded weeks before the new update came out, and in this clip I got footage of what the shop used to look like before the new update, and the difference is actually insane. So here's me walking in, and look at the old shop. So as you can see, there's no giant counter, and on the tables you used to actually be able to buy items just with one click. But if you compare that to the shop now, the only way you can purchase items is by dragging it across the room and putting it on this counter and click on this to buy it. Now I'm not the biggest fan of this change, and the reason why is because it's a lot more harder to use now. And here's what I mean by that. Before, if you wanted to buy an item, all you had to do was walk up to it and hold E, and that was literally it. But now you have to get the item, drag it all the way to a counter, and click on a random thing to buy it. And the worst part is, once you drag an item to the counter, the item doesn't even respawn. And there's actually a huge problem about that. So for example, let's say you want to buy a pickaxe and you accidentally miss the counter and it drops to the ground and does this. Like, what? Where'd my pickaxe go? And the worst part is, it doesn't respawn. That's the biggest problem that I have with the new shop. Although it does respawn when you do buy an item, but when you don't buy an item, it doesn't respawn. And when you have something like that happen and the item doesn't respawn, that's a huge problem. So that's a huge problem that I have with the new shop. Items not respawning when you drag it onto the counter. It's good that it respawns when you buy it, but in order to prevent something like that happening, the items just have to respawn regardless if you bought it or not. But that's not even the worst part about the new shop. Another problem that I have with the new shop is the randomized loot per game. So right now I spawned in with cannonballs, armor, a miner hat, a banjo, and a sheet crate. But once I respawn and join a new game, I have a complete new set of items. Okay, this doesn't really, okay, this doesn't really prove my point here. Let me do that again. But when I respawn into a new game, I get a whole new set of loot. Like, where's the sheet crates? Where's the miner hat? What are these things? What's this? And that's a huge problem that I have with the new update. Before the new update, whenever someone spawned in, they had the same loot no matter what. Now, obviously, the more you go into the game, the more the loot changes, I know. But when you spawned in back then, you would get the same loot no matter what. But now in the new update, you don't. The loot is randomized, and I don't really like that. And even on this side too, where's the barbed wire? What happened? I'm not too fond about the new changes with the shop. Because it's randomized now, it makes the game a lot more RNG based, whereas before, everybody had the same loot and had the same chance to win, no matter what. But apart from that, those are pretty much the only points that I have about the new changes with the shop. Now it's time to make some suggestions as to how the devs can fix the shop. Whenever someone drags an item to the counter, that item should respawn no matter what, or else it's gonna do something like this. So that's all that I have to say for the new shop. So that's decision 1 marked off. But we're not done yet, because you guys want to stick around for the 4th and final decision. Because if Dead Rails doesn't fix it as soon as possible, it could ruin the game forever. But moving on to decision number 2, adding a useless class. Now I'm pretty sure you guys know which class I'm talking about right now, and that's the musician class. This class has to be one of the most useless classes in the entire game, and I'm pretty sure that all of you guys watching right now can agree with that. The description reads, playing a banjo will slowly heal nearby players, but not yourself. And literally all you get in this class for 15 bonds is a banjo. Because the banjo can only heal other people, this makes this class completely useless in solo. And I'm actually gonna play a game with my alt just to demonstrate how useless this class truly is. So I just joined a game with my alt, and don't ask why it looks like that, but anyways, I'm gonna show you guys how useless the banjo is, even if you're playing with people. So I just stopped at a place where there's zombies, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to play on my alt, just walk towards the zombies, and then go back on my main, spam the banjo as much as possible, and we're gonna see what happens. So I'm walking towards, and there we go. Okay, getting hit. I'm gonna spam the banjo. I'm spamming it. And it did nothing. The healing on the banjo is incredibly slow, and when I was spamming it, I don't think my alt's health was even going up one bit. So if you want to buy the musician class, please do not buy it at all. It is the most useless class in Dead Real's history. So that's decision number 2 marked off. Now it's time for decision number 3, nerfing the turrets. So in this clip was before the new update came out, and as you can see, the ammo on the turrets is a full 100. But when we compare it to now, the turret ammo is a low 75. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this change, and the reason why is because it makes the turrets less powerful than they used to be. Back then, before the new update, you could literally stay at a safe zone for a whole hour if you wanted to, and farm as many enemies for money and fuel for as long as you wanted. But now that they nerfed the turrets to 75, 1, it limits your time at the safe zone. So like I said before, prior to the update, you could literally stay at the exact same safe zone for a whole hour because of how OP the turrets used to be. But now, because of the new nerf, you have to get as many resources as possible and then move on to the next safe zone before the ammo runs out. And to suggest to the devs, I would 1, bring back the turrets back to 100, and 2, make the turrets reloadable. And if you guys think that's a good idea, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about all of my takes so far. And again, if you guys disagree with any of my points, comment down what you think below. But that's pretty much all I have to say about decision 3. And now it's time to move on to the 4th and final decision, the decision that could ruin Dead Reals forever: selling the game. Now, this isn't actually a confirmed decision by the Dead Reals devs, but it could be something that could happen. Now, here's a tweet from the biggest Roblox game company of all time, Big Games. Now, if you don't know who they are, they're the company that makes Pet Simulator, one of the most profitable Roblox games of all time. Now, in this tweet, they proposed a collab with Dead Reals, and that could mean that they are interested in buying Dead Reals. And here's the reason why that's a bad idea if that happens. Now, I'm gonna use the game Fish for example. So Fish used to be one of the biggest games on Roblox with hundreds of thousands of concurrent players. But it ended up getting bought out by the company that owns Blade Ball, and they ended up making the game insanely pay to win. And if Dead Reals gets bought by Big Games, the same exact thing can happen. And Fish ended up going from a game that got hundreds of thousands of players to barely even getting 100,000 active players today. And if Big Games ends up buying Dead Reals, the same exact thing could happen. So let's just hope that Rico Miller, the owner of Dead Reals, doesn't sell out and sell the game. And if that does happen, well, that could mean the end of Dead Reals. But that's it for today's video, and if you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I am trying to reach 200,000 subscribers as fast as possible. And if you guys agreed or disagreed with any of my points in this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys think. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another Dead Reals video.